It's a trap, you walk right into the hate. All over a new king that's face is just replaced. It's all the same, you still be ruled by force. And no matter who it is, they'll still carry on the torch. Just a lie, cheat, and steal half of what you make. Taxation is steps, it's time to vacate the state. Newsflash, all your cash is an IOU. From killers who really do steal from you. Inflation is a weapon used by every nation who says that they're saving the world through lies. That they disguise and pass off as bravery. Well, I got news, debt is slavery. It don't matter who's madder, a new master don't matter. When they both want the same, the state don't play no games. They got you trying to survive and put you on sides and ready to kill each other. That's conquer and divide. It's all for show or for hyper control.
That's a fucking 2020. Oh, daddy, it hurt my pussy.
And we're back with another episode of Bonesandtubs. We're here with you tonight to give you everything you want to hear and more.
If only they had heard the recording that happened before the show when we had a small meltdown over the events.
Man, it was a total, like...
Eclipse of the heart.
It was like, you imagine it's like early in the morning, it's the chimp exhibit at the zoo.
Yeah.
And they just throw a shitload of fruit and vegetables down in the fucking cage, and they just lose their ever-loving minds.
Except instead of fruit, it's a pile of fuck your 8-hour shift, you're moving to 12s, bitch.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, similar to that.
Where they said, hey, you know what couldn't... this whole pandemic hasn't been bad enough as it is. Let's go ahead and let's throw another wrench in the works for you.
How can we fuck their eyes out more?
We haven't fucked them enough.
I tell you, I watched that video from Mike DeWine earlier on YouTube, talking about how thankful he is for us.
Mm-hmm.
How he hopes we have a good Thanksgiving, not getting together and all that.
Yeah.
I hope nothing bad happens to that man.
Yeah.
I wish only the best for him.
Yeah, what's that?
I'd sure hate for him to choke to death on a pretzel or, anything that happens to elderly people these days.
Slip and fall into a guillotine.
Whoops. I'm trying to find more inventive ways to say these things to express my feelings, because they're just feelings. But to people on social media, which I know are just like giant cop traps.
Yeah.
Fuck 12. But the best one I had today when I was talking to someone, I said, I would like to see him commit suicide.
Yeah. I get where you're coming from.
Made me feel good. But anyway, wish we could hear the voices of the people listening right now. I'd like to know how they're doing, because we're not doing too good.
No.
It's times like these you got to check in with your boys.
the Factory of Sadness has decided to make it even sadder.
Yeah.
As if it couldn't be sad enough.
Yeah, as if it wasn't already the saddest place in the world. It's actually, before all this happened, it was the physical gateway to hell.
It's the saddest place on earth. Bar none.
Welcome, Dr. Venture, to the saddest place on the planet.
It really is. I mean, all of you out there that listen, yeah, all of you out there that listen, that you know what it is. Yeah. I'm sure you're right there with us. Of course, our glorious leader, our fearless, glorious leader,
Mike DeWine.
Well, I was thinking the one at the factory.
Oh, my bad.
I would go on to say he's at Kim Jong-un levels of power, where he doesn't actually have to eat. He could just walk out into the sun and absorb energy. And he obviously spends a lot of time in the sun. I'm just saying.
What's poppin', Rudy?
Man, Fat Abbott, you need to lose weight.
I'll lose weight when I feel like it, bitch. Ho! Pop you right in your bitch ass eye, ho!
So that's
fire me.
Listen,
please fire me.
That's where we're at. We're not vibing with the factory right now. They decided to make some unilateral decisions.
We've been there for almost 10 years, and I vibed with it for about 6 months, only because I thought I had to. Anyway, enough about us. I mean, not really, because this is our show, but you get it. I got a call to action that I think you and I haven't even talked about yet.
Okay.
It's very important. And we're going to talk about it face-to-face here for the first time, so we can, they can listen to us work it out.
All right.
I watched a Mark Passio video the other day, and it really fucked me up.
Yeah.
It made me feel like a piece of shit.
Okay.
As most good material should. I propose that we change the way we do things here.
Okay.
I'm done censoring.
Okay.
We only did it a few episodes.
Yeah.
Made me feel gross.
What do you mean censoring, like our language?
Not necessarily bad language, just topics.
Okay.
So what we're going to do here, if you're cool with it.
Okay.
Anybody that likes this show needs to follow us on BitChute. Bones and Tubs on BitChute. You need to follow us on Parler. Bones and Tubs on Parler. There's more. Library. LBRY. Download the app. It's time to get away from the censorship because the censorship's going to find us regardless or not if we hide this shit. We've got too many episodes. We got dinged for a post of me sharing a Tommy Robinson's lawyer tweet.
Or YouTube pulling down one of our videos or one of our...
Talking about bullying pedophiles when we did our adrenochrome episode.
Is that what it was about?
Yeah.
I never actually listened to it to figure out what
that's what it was.
That's what it was with bullying pedophiles.
Which we've done that how many times?
Man, they're about to...
That's what I'm saying.
That's just the first one they found. It's funny, they probably looked for the key search term adrenochrome and then just went from there.
Yeah.
It just felt weird that was the one. You ever notice, like, color me crazy, but it seems like any time we run into, like, we get hit I can't talk. We get hit hard by the censors. It always seems to be something involving, like, sex trafficking or...
Things where we want to protect children.
Yeah.
Or like
it always seems like it involves that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that email and I was like, that's weird.
Right.
I was like, that's an older episode.
Right.
Yeah, that's probably from, about a year ago?
Yeah,
year
it's
and a half
funny
ago?
because it happened like back to back from our Facebook ban.
Yeah.
Which they overturned, I believe.
Yeah, they did.
Good. But long story short, they're coming for everyone. Not just us. They're coming for you. They're coming for everyone. It's time for everybody to take the advice of JNY5 Internet Studios over on Instagram. He does all right. Check him out. Mm-hmm. It's time to get off these platforms and get on the decentralized platforms. It's over. We've lost.
Yeah.
As far as that goes until the shooting war happens.
Yeah.
But right now we're in their space. We've pulled out as many of you as we can. We're going to continue to post to YouTube until they take us down. Similarly with Instagram and all that other shit. But we really need you to follow us on BitChute.
We're beginning to migrate because obviously, and you know, people could say all day we're searching out, say, you're just going to your safe space. No.
Not a safe space.
We like to get our message out there, and if these companies proceed to just continue to censor us, we have no choice but to go to different companies. You know what I mean?
You should listen to this Mark Passio
episode. I mean, think about it. If, say, you go to the grocery, right?
Yeah.
And you're going there to pick up a gallon of milk, right?
Racist.
And then one day you go in and they're like, "Oh, well, we don't sell milk anymore."
Yeah.
You're not
to your kind.
Yeah. Well, let's just say we're not selling milk anymore, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you just go to a different grocery store who you knew was selling milk?
Right.
Okay? It's the same difference. Okay? Facebook wants to deplatform us. YouTube wants to deplatform us. That's fine. We'll go somewhere else. You don't want our business? That's cool. We don't have to use your platform.
Nope. No,
understand that. We're not relying on you. There's plenty of others out there. And I was, we were talking about this off, not on the show earlier last week. I think it was after they pulled that video off of YouTube for no reason.
Right.
And that was, I feel like we didn't see it for what it was at the time, but the people that were the champions before, right? Mm-hmm. Even your Alex Joneses and your Jordan Petersons and people like that, they systematically got rid of them.
Yeah.
And we just kind of like,
oh, it's fine.
It was so, they did it so systematically over time we didn't notice it. Now we have no centralized way of people of the questioning mind to congregate.
What's the gay guy that got completely deplatformed?
Milo
Yiannopoulos. You can't find him anywhere now, I don't think, unless he's on Parler. I had already secured our account on there a long time ago whenever they opened, but I quit. I didn't really fuck with it.
Yeah.
And then I got on there to set it up. It's like, this email's already taken. I was like, bet. But I haven't checked it out yet a whole lot. I'm about ready to get into that community and start growing us on there. It needs to happen, though.
Yeah. Although I will say with Jordan Peterson, he's about to publish a new book, and apparently there was a big dust up at Random House about it.
I heard they were crying.
They were crying.
They're like fucking cowards.
Yeah, because people who people who we don't like his stuff. That's crazy. You know what I mean? Because I'm sure. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like Mao's Little Red Book, but I'm not going to go after the company that publishes it in America so that you could read it.
No.
Or Das Kapital or anything else like that. I'm not afraid of it. I'm not afraid of words, and I'm not afraid of literature that challenges my worldview.
I know one book that can make you uncomfortable.
What's that?
Are you comfortable right now? Would you like to be uncomfortable for a split second?
Yeah, go ahead.
That book that Clayton Bigsby wrote called...
Oh, man.
See? Yeah.
Okay, you're right. You got me uncomfortable.
Thank you.
But the way I look at it, it's not about us finding a safe space. We're trying. We've been from the very beginning. We've been about one thing, and that's getting the word out, right? And if these companies don't want to work with us, I'm fine with that. I'm not upset by that. I'm not going to say I understand it because I find that you are sacrificing freedom of speech for woke points, which, a lot of people are saying these days, get woke, go broke.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are turning away from people who decided to take this route. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, we should have seen the writing on the wall. I think in the beginning, I don't know, man. This is kind of I don't want to be a emotional douchebag, and I guess I don't want people to think I'm an emotional douchebag because largely I'm dead inside.
Yeah.
So when I say it's bittersweet, don't take it the wrong way. But I think even though when we started our show and we wanted to entertain people and we wanted to make a living doing it, I still think it's possible, for sure.
Yeah.
But I think we need to make through other means because we might have thought it was like 11:30 on the way to midnight. It's actually probably almost midnight.
It's like 11:59 and 10 seconds.
I would say 45 seconds.
Oh, there you
Maybe
go.
55.
Yeah.
It's bad. But anyway.
So maybe we'll be coming to a re-education camp near you. You know what I mean? Your favorite podcasters.
My son already told me how I'm going to die, so.
Right?
That shit made me uncomfortable, bro. Anyway, yeah, I really hope all of you migrate over to join us on Parler and
plus
on BitChute, and I'm also on. I think we started. I think it's called Rumbler. I just started that yesterday.
Yeah. But I mean, here's the thing: we're on Spotify.
Yeah, for now,
and we're on
all the pod feeds,
Podbean, all the pod feeds,
YouTube,
Apple. We're on all those.
Instagram, Facebook. We're gonna keep growing them, keep using them as long as we can. But when you get on one day and we're not there, I hope you like the show enough to follow us before that happens because we love you and we don't love these cocksuckers.
Yeah. You don't have to love the platforms.
Nope.
They're private corporations.
Mark Passio's videos, though, I turned it on.
What was it he said that tickled you wrong?
He's changed his whole thing, right? Mm-hmm. He basically, I gave the people of the Bonesandtubs Nation the friendly version. He gave me the unfriendly version. Mm-hmm. He's basically like, fuck my listeners. If you don't fucking like it, go fuck yourself. I don't care who listens, who doesn't listen. Fuck YouTube. They're a bunch of bitches. Your moms are whores who didn't teach you anything about morality. And anybody on there, they just want money. Fuck them. That's the condensed version of what he said.
Okay, then. Mark.
Yeah. But he's telling the truth. He's like, I'm here to tell the truth. I don't care who the fuck likes it. I don't care who hates it. If you don't like it, fuck you. He's like, and anybody else out there who's woke, giving out their fucking information on this bullshit platform and only trying to make money, fuck them. And I was like, man, I'm a turd. Like we don't make one red penny off YouTube.
Yeah, as I say, we're not trying to make money. YouTube's just, as far as I'm concerned, it's always just been about getting the word out there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I just like growing the crowd.
We find people on YouTube.
I get it.
People find us. They
still makes me feel gross.
They come upon us, right?
Yeah, come upon us. Come on, I get it.
Yeah, you get it.
I'm sorry. Sometimes there's just low fruit there that looks super juicy.
Yeah,
I gotta take it.
But to hit out what we wanted to talk about today, we watched a video over the weekend. Rather good video.
I wonder how much longer that dude will have a channel. It's called The Scariest Movie Ever, all one word on YouTube. That's his channel name.
Yeah.
He's a savage.
You should go check it out.
What was it called? We're all about to find out about the Luciferians controlling us.
Yes.
Yeah. Something along those lines.
It's a short 35-minute video, but it covers basically how the symbolism you get, once again, we talked about this before, where you see it everywhere, right? And I believe he hits on the 8-pointed star and the 9-pointed star.
Yeah. I didn't even know about the 9.
No, me neither. And it has to do with guidance without, like the 9-pointed star, I guess, is guidance without God's help. It's what it's supposed to represent.
Yeah.
And it's pretty unnerving stuff. And of course, like it starts with what's his name? Klaus Schwab.
Yeah. Wow, we did that in unison. That's crazy.
Talking in front of a crowd with this strange uniform on,
Right.
and in front of a podium with a
What do you call him? Dark priest? He looked like a dark priest.
Yeah, he looked like a dark priest, talking about his plan. This guy came out of nowhere too. Like, this guy must be, I feel like you said we're at 11:59 and 45 seconds.
Yeah.
I feel like the masks are starting to come off.
Yeah, they don't have to lie anymore. And one of the things he mentioned we talked about also before the show is like I don't know if anybody out there's noticed this, but if you go to like any of the presidents, I don't know if Donald J. Trump did it or
He
not.
did.
He just been good. Did he really?
Yeah.
Wow, what a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But they all changed their job title. Now, I'm not a worshiper of the state by any means, and I don't give a fuck what you call yourself. You're a fucking piece of shit statist.
Yeah.
You're not my daddy. I don't need a daddy. I'm grown. Anyway, they changed it from their like president or I don't know some of the other words.
Prime Minister. Chancellor.
Chancellor, just a politician. Because we've already kind of just slid into the one world government that we're not going to talk about. We're waiting on the head to emerge.
For the grand redo.
Yeah, we got dark priests out there giving speeches with, what's it called, an enneagram?
Yeah.
9-pointed star.
Hey, and yeah, that episode, just FYI, I saw this, that last episode we did about the grand redo.
Yeah.
It got hit with a explicit warning.
That's
yeah, it didn't get taken down, but it got hit with an explicit warning.
I already fucking mark it explicit and say that it's not for children when I upload it, so touche, YouTube.
Ooh.
Why don't you suck my fucking
Got him.
dick if you want to? Consent's important.
I
don't want to bully anybody.
Imagine some person with their not natural hair color. And
That's just
and a
bullshit.
strange, I'm going to go ahead and fuck these guys. Fuck them.
I don't even know if it's people anymore.
You think it's just algorithm?
I don't know, man. How far? It's probably already midnight. We're just counting down. Dong,
It's too late.
Dong. We're on like 8 of 12, and it's going fast.
Well, I mean, they're all using the same campaign slogans for this already. Building better together and
Yeah,
all
what's
the
up
shit.
with
And
that?
they're all using the same nomenclature where they talk about how, that basically saying COVID is a good reason for us to go ahead and reevaluate where we're at and what we need to do to change it. And I mean, even Justin Trudeau, just straight up said, "Hey, it's time to, this gives us a great opportunity to go ahead and implement the things that were laid out in Agenda 2030.
Yeah.
Like he
Austerity.
He literally said that.
Yeah, no, he said it. Check out the video. I would highly recommend that everybody check out, while YouTube still has him, Scariest Movie Ever, and watch that video.
And of course, you have these movies coming out. The SongBird.
Listen, I don't know if have we talked about it on the show yet?
I don't think we've talked about SongBird on
Can
the
I
show
give
yet.
my conspiracy end real quick?
Yeah, do it.
So, I only date this because we had a Bonesandtubs there for a while. We had a Pornhub channel because I thought in my heart of hearts, certainly once all this shit happens, the last people to remove us will be Pornhub. There's incest porn on there. There's unwanted things happening on there. There's all kinds of stuff that we don't get along with and we don't vibe with, but it's allowed to be on that avenue, right? So I just started uploading the podcast on there. This was in probably October, November.
Yeah.
And then in December, right, or late November, early December, we did our episode on COVID.
Yeah.
Before it even came to the United States. At least before it was admitted.
Yeah, we were calling this shit long before it came to the United States. Like, hey, this is considering all the things that were happening in Wuhan.
Right.
Right. Blocking off roads.
We're watching fucking dark web videos and nurses crying and savage. We've got that juice. But anyway,
yeah.
I uploaded to Pornhub, and within 45 minutes, they had taken the video down, and within 3 days, they had removed our channel.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was in December, let's say. By March, it had officially, according to the bullshit news media, Project Mockingbird, look it up, had reached the United States. They shut down all of Hollywood. They weren't making movies.
Yeah.
Okay. And that probably lasted most of the year, I would say. I don't know officially when they opened it up, but you know how long it takes to make a fucking movie?
Yeah.
Like a full-on production with all that shit. Stop the podcast after this last sentence and tell me how the fuck they made the movie SongBird, because it's got COVID-23,
Yeah.
It's shot in the future. They have a department of sanitation where they come and collect you violently if necessary. They'll shoot you on the street if you're out past quarantine or you don't have a vaccine, right? Something like that.
They have scanners that check your temperature everywhere.
On your phone. You have to do it every day.
Yep.
And if you pop, they're sending some boys to come get you. They made this motherfucker somehow, right? With Hollywood shut down.
Yep.
Explain that to me.
Mm-hmm. And then apparently, according to that video, there was another movie that's going to be coming out soon concerning a new strain of COVID, directed by, Michael Bay, the pyrotechnics expert.
Michael Isbay.
Yeah. I mean, I seriously, I'm a big movie guy. I could probably do an entire I could do a whole separate podcast about movies.
Yeah.
And fuck Michael Bay. That dude's a terrible, shitty director.
Yeah. He's probably a pedophile, would you say? Maybe.
Oh, he's also a fucking government shill. He get paid, like, you ever watch those fucking Transformers movies? Half of it is a fucking advertisement for the military.
I'm going to DuckDuckGo this right now, even though they're not much better than Google. Continue, sorry.
Yeah, they're not, I mean, he's not, but it's all, like you said, it's Project Mockingbird stuff.
Yeah.
I could go on the wager. I bet Michael Bay is a CIA asset.
Is it B-A-Y?
B-A-Y, yep.
Michael Bay, go to Epstein Island. I just got to know. I'm sorry to
you're good.
interrupt the flow. Anyway, I don't fucking know. He's not on there.
Well, that SongBird movie seems to have Demi Moore in it. And, I saw a disturbing video with her a couple months ago from back in the day where she was like, fondling and making out with like a 12-year-old. But that's here or there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's whatever.
We'll just say allegedly. It'll be fine.
That's not allegedly. It's in the video.
But I mean, I just feel like it'd be a good word to say.
I guess allegedly.
Allegedly, she was definitely making out with a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta throw in allegedly. It's like a variable for a coefficient.
Oh, God damn it.
It still leaves it a mystery.
Right.
Yeah, you guys need to go check out that video. That's definitely worth a watch.
Another thing too that I wanted to mention, I don't think we've talked about on the show before, but this coming Goliath in the form of this forced vaccine that they're going to try and pull off, that they're using to modify. They will literally, if you take this shot, you will be a GMO. You'll be a genetically modified organism because it's going to change your DNA. It's an RNA vaccine. Look it up. You're doing yourself a disservice if you don't. There's a bioluminescent biomarker called luciferase, and they're not even trying to hide this shit anymore.
Yeah.
But here's a theory. I've got one for you that you might like this because you have a child in school.
Yeah.
Supposedly, when this shit hits the fan, and by that I mean they release this vaccine, there won't be like a mandate per se because we're under a state of emergency, right?
Yeah.
Just not getting paid extra money for it. Anyway. So they might just go to a school. They might leave the schools open. They might be like, oh, well, fucking Timmy came down with COVID. He got that Rona.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to lock the school down until everybody gets a vaccine. They're not going to ask you as a parent. They're just going to shoot it into your kid.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I was being ironic, if you guys know that or not. I don't have that much of a sense of humor. So I have to just be... my sense of humor extends only to being sarcastic, basically.
Yeah. What would you do? What do you think you'd do? What do you think you'd do if that happened? Considering that I just saw another thing. I think this was in that video too, wasn't it? It was a link to a video from that fucking guy with the salt and pepper beard on the InfoWars channel. I forget his fucking name. God damn it. Shared it in the chat last night, but he did a report on this whistleblower from a vaccine industry who was fired because he had done his own research, or there was research that he was privy to, where in one of these vaccine trials they found out that like 97% of the females that took it were sterile.
Yeah, here's the thing. When I saw that in that video, it's been something I've kind of been thinking about for a while, that was a possibility. That's what this was really about, was to
call the population.
Oh, big time.
Well, they're talking about, Agenda 2030. We did an episode on that website, Deagle, that's all about the statistics of it all.
Because I feel like collectively, because I think in their minds, like, it not only culls, but it would allow for them to I mean, you would only be able to, like, it's not that nobody would be able to have kids anymore. You would just have to go through a process.
Oh, well, that's what, yeah. They started putting that shit in movies a long time ago where you got to, like, oh, something happened. I saw this shit yesterday, too. They're starting to promote it on TikTok now as more propaganda, right?
Yeah.
They're like, men are so stupid. I fucking can't stand men. Like, blah, blah, blah. It was a girl talking about a breakup or whatever. Mm-hmm. And her friend's like, well, think about it this way. In, like, a million years, we won't have to worry about men because they're slowly being breeded out due to natural selection. She's like, what do you mean? Wouldn't that be a population issue? And she's like, no, women have sperm in their bone marrow, and we could just self-impregnate. And then I Googled it. And supposedly that's true.
It's not, okay. I've seen this before. This is this is pseudoscience.
Would you call it mamby-pamby bullshit?
It is. It's pseudoscience. It's not real.
Well, I'm sure they could come up with a way to fucking impregnate them without men.
They're referencing something that was part of, like, if you believe in evolution, right? They're talking about something that was part of us a long time ago, not as humans, but as things that produced asexually. We have that same thing in us. Women do. That doesn't mean that they can reproduce asexually.
Right.
It's impossible.
What about with science, though? What about with
that's what I'm saying.
Science?
Yeah, with science, and that's why I think they're going with this is that if this is something that happens, like, oh, all of a sudden nobody can really, think you ever see the movie Children of Men?
No.
Okay, the premise of Children of Men, mind you, this movie came out I think back in probably about 2007, maybe 2006, 2007, somewhere there. It was a while ago.
Shout out the aughts.
It's a really good movie, and it's actually a really good book too. The premise of it is that for whatever reason, they don't know why. Now, mind you, the book and the movie take place, I think, about 20 years after people stop having babies. Nobody can get pregnant, and they don't understand why. And everybody has to go through, you got to go at least a couple times a year to get reproductive testing done to see. Because apparently, I think in the book, if I remember correctly, men still have sperm, but women can't. Women don't ovulate. Right.
So luckily, there's probably a government that allows them to do that if they fill out the right paperwork and meet the right criteria.
Well, no, see, that's the thing. Nobody has kids. The last kids were born 20 years ago, and like everybody's just like fucking like in the book. The book's really good. The movie, it's one of those instances where I almost say I like the movie better.
Wow,
because I think it projects. Because mind you, it was an English writer. Yeah, and they tend to. I feel like they don't say they downplay like the sentiment and the feeling of the population, but I think in that sense, with a theme and a story like that, playing it out and letting us see it, is so much more like damaging because like people are so like at the very beginning of the movie, everybody's like super sad because the youngest person in the world died like in a car wreck or something, or they got. I think he got stabbed like in a knife fight in a bar.
What the fuck?
And it was like this this international person. Like everybody knew this person because they were the youngest person on Earth. Right?
I'm hoping they were in their 20s.
Yeah, they were in their 20s.
Okay, not like a baby hanging out.
No. They were like
fuck you in particular.
Yeah, they were like in their 20s and they got stabbed and died, and like the whole world went into mourning.
Yeah,
and like there's this. You could go to the pharmacy and get this kit that you kill yourself with. Like it's like you take it,
Plan C,
you drink it,
yeah,
and then you just fucking you die, and it's free. Because like everybody's so fucking like demoralized by the fact that we're dying.
Yeah, it's kind of like people at the Factory of Sadness right now.
Yeah,
yeah.
And the way I look at it, like I kind of had that feeling before where this was some sort of means to cull us,
right?
Because I mean we talked about it before that.
Countless times.
The ruling class doesn't need us anymore.
They call us useless eaters and refer to police and military as their dogs.
Yeah, they don't need us. And this whole grand redo, like we talked about on the last show, is their way of they can't continue on the path that we're on economically and sustain their level of comfort. So the only way they can sustain their level of comfort is to rearrange us down at the bottom. And change and shake things up while they continue to have their level of comfort at the top. The way they have it. I mean, there's no other way to say it.
Yeah, I mean, they got too many pesky people asking questions, poking around. We're too many uncontrolled variables.
Yeah, but between technology and everything else, the oligarchs are on the precipice of no longer needing, the peasant class
right
to do their bidding for them to keep them where they're at.
I think
they have outgrown our usefulness. Does that make sense? Like,
right. It's become ever apparent. We've talked about it before. Agenda 2020, or what was it, 2021? Something like that. What was the first one?
Agenda 2020.
Yeah.
Or 2021.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But then the next one, Agenda 2030. Like, we've talked about it before, but something's different now. I think we can all feel it.
Well, I saw an article on Zero Hedge about that, actually. I meant to bring it up, but I forgot to pull up the article. There was a name for it. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick.
Do you know what's depressing?
What's that?
I'm sure you've seen those memes that float around of men in various forms of combat readiness.
Mm-hmm.
And it says something like, if there must be a war, let it happen in my life so my children don't have to fight.
Mm-hmm.
I've finally reached a point in my life with all this information and everything that's happening, and I'm actually stressed out about like the fact that I might not get to see my kid grow up the way I did.
Yeah.
I know that seems like a simple statement, but you just think about all the shit
mm-hmm.
and how it won't be the same.
Just wait till he starts school.
But I mean, are you there too? Do you think about that?
Yeah.
And I feel like I have to say this in a fictional, it's a story I was writing the other day, because obviously it's not, not real. I would never say this in real life, but in the story, in one of the chapters, it wrote, what the fuck are we waiting for in the shooting? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fictionally, of course.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
What are we waiting for?
I think...
Have we all been dumbed down to a point with this fluoride that we're just okay with it?
Well, no, I tell you, I think...
We've waited.
Can I use an example of a microcosm to explain a macrocosm?
As long as it's in the form of that fictional book that I wrote, because you read the chapter also.
Yes. So, imagine, if you will, like you wrote a story about, where we're already in dire straits, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the powers that be decide to completely flip your world upside down completely unilateral decision, without reaching out and asking if we thought this was okay,
because we're their slaves.
Yeah, and doing it anyways,
yeah.
Regardless of what we thought,
hypothetically.
And you see that a lot. But this last one, when I'm talking about the factory,
mm-hmm.
seems to have finally pushed a lot of people over the edge.
So you think? I feel like it's still.
So in that sense, I'm saying we need, in the macro sense, the schedule needs. When they change the schedule,
yeah,
it might go ahead and just like.
What's it going to do to you when the same thing happens, hypothetically, that happened when everybody found out about Epstein Island, and then they quit giving a fuck 3 weeks later?
I really hope not. I hope I feel like, I want to say, I hate saying it, but I feel like the memes have ruined us, because it's allowed us to just laugh this shit off.
Yeah.
Instead of like have to deal with it. Because now, like,
deal with it like men.
Because like Epstein didn't kill himself is just a joke now.
Yeah.
When that should have been something where, like, when you think of like the French Revolution, like that could have been our storm the Bastille moment.
Right.
When we're like, no, there's some fuckery about. Okay, so there was this article from the 22nd in Zero Hedge I found, and I thought it was good, and it explained something. It's about, the title is Welcome to the Interregnum.
Interregnum. So that's what I'm feeling?
It basically means it's the between things. It comes from, it's an actual word.
Interregnum.
It's the time between kings. So one king dies, and the other one hasn't assumed its place yet. It's the time in between. And this, I'm going to use this one because I love this word. I rarely get to use it.
Yeah.
It's the zeitgeist.
If you guys can't see it, he's smiling.
It's the spirit right now, is this uncomfortable feeling, this dread feeling, right? This is the interregnum. This is because we psychically know that there's an attempt, a changing of the guard, a changing of hands, that's going on, and there's not really much we could do about it, and we don't know what's going to happen when the next king takes over.
I don't want to be that guy, but I'm about to be, and it's not worth the debate. But I just want to put this on the record. I don't think that's going to happen.
What do you mean? Like,
I'm riding with the. They did such a terrible job at stealing the election camp that they're going to give it to Trump to make everyone's heads explode.
well, did you just see that apparently Trump made great strides in Pennsylvania today?
Yeah.
Which kind of blew my mind a little bit.
Yep.
Not only that, can we just go ahead and get this out of the way?
Let's do it.
Let's get this out of the way.
This is our show. We run this shit.
I just, I'm kind of over it, for real.
We run it for
Which
you.
maybe that's what they want me to be, is over it.
Yeah. They're covering up something else. It's going to be Yellowstone or an asteroid. But anyway, let's talk about the fucking the deck chairs on the Titanic.
Okay, yeah, right, exactly.
That's where we're at. Man, this music is nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? It's a tilt.
Yeah, this is weird.
I feel like we're listing slightly to the left.
I'm looking at my drink and it is not sitting flat in the cup.
It just like slides off the table. Like,
Neat.
oh dear.
It sure is cold in that water.
I'll show.
They say I hit an iceberg.
So apparently, the only reason I mention this is because anytime the Q people start chittering, yeah, I like to poke,
Yeah, I bet.
and
You're going to poke a lot when we both have tonsure shaved in our fucking heads.
well, yeah, well, I won't poke anymore. Then I'll have to stroke.
Listen, we got to settle this on the show real quick. Don't lose your spot. Mm-hmm. You got your spot? Mm-hmm. You good?
Yeah,
I think we got to keep it for at least 2 weeks.
that's fine.
Okay, so it's on record. We're keeping tonsures for 2 weeks.
2 weeks. I can wear a hat though, right?
I mean, yeah.
I mean, it's like wintertime. We'll wear a hat.
Give a fuck.
I mean, I might take it off every once in a while.
You gotta let these motherfuckers know that we were wrong.
Yeah.
And we deserve to be shamed for it.
we
I've been naughty.
we're not pedophile wrong.
No.
But not by a long shot. If it were true, we were both doubting Thomases.
Yes.
So
don't be a doubting Thomas.
Of course today, or fuck, you take that out because I know you're not trying to like timestamp this shit.
I don't care.
So this week, Trump pardoned General Michael Flynn.
Yeah.
Okay.
To the uninitiated, why was he in need of a pardon?
Because he had been charged and found guilty of collusion with Russia, correct?
Oh, no. Not the politician Vladimir Putin.
And Trump pardoned him. And it's got the Q people losing their ever-loving minds. Because it plays right into their notions that this was a military psyop the whole time.
Yeah.
And that military white hats who were trying to fight the good fight notions. No, on the actual real front, real life things, for the first time since Trump started litigating and fighting court battles concerning the election, he finally today just made great strides in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And has got everybody in a tizzy.
So what are these queers talking about? The Q-poke.
Well, that
I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm not bullying anyone. I mean queer and weird.
Yeah,
Queer
that they're on the precipice.
Use a dictionary.
That now that Flynn's back on the scene, it's about to get legit. The thing is, but although I will say, I don't know, like legally speaking, how it would work because a pardon doesn't mean they're not guilty. A pardon just means you've served your time. I'm letting you go free early. It means you're still guilty, but you get to go home early.
You know who else? Since we're talking about deck chairs, real quick, that one deck chair that people supposedly didn't vote for. That throughout the night, people on the Titanic changed the vote and made that deck chair the head deck chair.
Yeah.
Well, that deck chair received a lot of money from the mayor of Russia. What was it, $37 million or something in that neighborhood? Yeah. So deck chairs are paying each other a lot of money.
Can we just talk for a minute? Just let's be legit here. I mean, we haven't really talked about the election fraud and all that because honestly, I think all elections are a fraud because voting is violence.
Yeah, boy.
But
that's what I'm talking about.
So
you just gave Blood of the Brave a tear in his eye.
So
a good one.
The way I look at it, though, you have a hard time convincing me that one deck chair got the most votes in U.S. history, whether he won or not, regardless. But you're telling me that this man, this deck chair,
dementia pedophile deck chair,
who can't even string a couple of mumbled words and maybe
I like children jumping in my lap, cockroaches,
won that many. I have a really hard time. Like, you probably would have been better off convincing me that he had won, because I kind of, I've always been on the fence, like maybe he's going to win, so it didn't surprise me when they were saying he won, right? Because, I think of my small corner of the world that I travel in, I knew this state was going to go Trump.
Yeah.
I knew that. Right,
but they definitely favor that deck chair.
I don't live in Michigan, and I don't live in Pennsylvania. I can't say one way or the other, and I don't live in Georgia.
Right. What about the Richie from Boston? That video he made where he's a truck driver and he's talking about going from like Washington State to all over the country.
It's hard,
and just seeing like all those red deck chairs, the signs for the red deck chair. It's very few blue deck chairs, mostly red deck chairs.
But the thing is, like, it's hard to discern whether or not like I said, I was always kind of on the fence, right? I moved it a little bit. I nudged it back and forth depending on what I saw in the news cycles. But I didn't know who it was going to be, right?
Yeah.
I definitely didn't think Trump had it in the bag, right? But you would have had when all this is said and done, and you see this many, you're like, he got that many votes. You know what I mean? Like 79 million votes.
Ridiculous.
Like, I feel like they probably should have edged it a little lower to make it more convincible.
Now, what did they mean in the flop? Or he made great strides. What exactly happened to that deck chair's numbers? Donald Trump, the deck chair.
Well, I think his are probably on par, more likely where they're actually supposed to be. It's the blue deck chair where it's like I think they overshot their mark with how many they wanted to give that deck chair.
So the Trump deck chair is winning Pennsylvania?
Well, this one court case. He's lost, I don't know how many court cases so far, but this is the first one he actually won.
Help me with your memory. When was the last time the media chose a candidate?
Not to my knowledge, anytime.
Isn't there a thing in the Constitution about the media making the choice?
No, there's nothing in there about that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my bad.
But, of course, I'd say if the whole Q thing's true, we have to cut tonsures in our head. But if they overturn this election, everybody in the news media,
you heard
in the news media should have to cut tonsures in their fucking heads.
You heard one of the things that was floating around the Q crowd for a while there was that basically the media heads, the talking heads, the owners of these corporations, they were given a choice before all this shit started, well before the election. And they were like, look, we know what you've done, and we will air it all out there.
Yeah.
And we will fuck you.
I think we've talked about that on the show before.
Okay, I couldn't remember. But basically, they chose to run it into the ground for everybody to see and be like, these guys are pieces of shit. Or take the knife.
Yeah.
Basically, slide the 38 across the table, be like, we want to get past this red tape. So maybe that's what they're doing.
It could be. Or maybe they were growing for broke.
Yeah, that's possible.
I think they were going. Honestly, if you wanted to ask me, if this, like, in this hypothetical world, that's what they were really going for, was they were going for broke. When it was like we talked about before. It's like as if they are just the brakes are cut. Mm-hmm. They cut them themselves.
Yeah,
and they got this fucker going. They got it in the red. It's fucking, make it or break it at this point
for sure.
Because they have no other choice in the matter. Because if they lose, they're going to lose hard.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we're not talking 2016 hard.
Nah.
We're talking
that black dude that's naked on the edge of the bed hard.
Yeah.
That meme, though.
Yeah.
Memes define
that kind of hard. We're talking like,
hashtag no spit.
I say November's almost over, so I guess it'd have to be red December. Hard.
It's about to
that
be.
Level of hard.
I don't like how all these motherfuckers are talking about a dark winter. And honestly, the best thing we have to hope for, even if all this shit's true and we do get to watch pedophiles get routed out of society and thrown into a fucking military brig or executed publicly or whatever, 3 days of darkness, they confess all their crimes, we all feel good about ourselves, and then guess what? Technocracy, bitches.
Yeah.
Like, take your shot, join the fucking AI.
You're getting a goddamn microchip in your fucking brain and you're gonna
It's an American microchip, you fucking fascist.
Yeah.
Take it, bitch.
You selfish
What are
piece
you,
of
a
shit.
commie?
Yeah, you selfish turd.
Move into the mega cities,
Yeah.
or we'll fucking kill you.
Yeah. What if that's what it is? What if, in the grand scheme of things, that's all it is? Like, they all have, it's always been the same goal.
It is a psyop.
It's always been the same goal.
Yeah.
Like, that's always been the end game for either side. It's two factions, right?
Right. Two wings of the same bird.
Always had the same goal in mind, but different ways, different means of getting there, right? Maybe that's all it is.
One way does it with military might and technology. The other way does it with military might, technology, and feelings.
Yeah. Well, I say feeling shame. Just straight shame.
Oh, well, there's definitely guilt.
Yeah, they've been shaming the fuck out of us for a while now.
Man. I only have myself to blame, just like we all have ourselves to blame, but like I wrote in that story, the fictional one, in that chapter of that book, we're all guilty of not taking the first shot.
Yeah.
Remember that time that Bones got visited by the Secret Service?
Yeah.
Tomorrow?
Mm-hmm. You know, we suffered this way longer than we should have.
Yeah.
And if we do come out the other side, if there is hope on the other side of this, and we somehow do win, we have to be steadfast.
Well, I mean, it just repeats itself. We'll be steadfast for a generation or two, and then we'll get lazy because everything's great. And then we'll produce weak men, and weak men will produce weak men.
Or maybe they never went away. You know, we saw in that video where they talked about there was on that symbol, he had the bull, Mithras.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
And, you know, we've talked about Saturnalia on the show before and symbolism and whatnot.
And Mithras and its comparisons to Christianity.
These dudes never went away.
They were always there.
The cult of Mithras has always been there. Like, they were just under the surface the whole time ruling us.
Yeah.
Like, getting their rocks off on the fact that, like, they were, you know, it goes back to the old notion of, like, with the Egyptians where the priest told you to worship, you know, the Egyptian gods, but they were actually worshiping the dog star Sirius and shit like that. Like, it's the same principle.
Right.
They've been telling us to do these one things, and, you know, it's like the whole Christian, you know, turn the other cheek and all that shit. While these motherfuckers have been riding dirty on us this whole time, just like fucking, just creaming us, man.
Or even the whole astrotheology thing. How the sun dying and being risen again, you know, it's like a Mithras reference. It's also the fact that the sun doesn't move at all. I don't know. I haven't talked to you. My whole stressor here lately has kind of turned me into an introspective piece of shit, and I just kind of keep to myself in my little ball of suffering. Mm-hmm. But I've been going through it on the flat earth side here lately.
Really?
Yeah, just me personally, not sharing it with anyone until now. But it got so bad yesterday that I had a dream about it. Mm-hmm. And I woke up. I was in the dream as an astronaut, and I'm on this fucking shuttle about to launch. And somebody said, "You know they're killing us, right?" And I was like, "Nah, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I don't have any training. How did I get here? What am I doing? I can't even get out of here." And they're like, "We're gonna die.
Yeah.
They put too much fuel on here." And I was so paralyzed with fear that I couldn't get out of the fucking seat. And even thinking about how high up I was too much to handle. And when I thought I died of a heart attack, I woke up.
That's a goddamn terrifying dream.
Yeah, bro, that's where my head's at now. And that was before finding out about the factory of sadness.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go through some emails.
Yeah, I saw we got some from them boys.
Yeah, we always getting them boys.
Man, them boys though.
We got a couple things I wanted to go over.
I want to apologize for not doing my regular and keeping up on this shit. I'll be back, guys. Bones is just going through it right now.
Love those comments on our episode, by the way. Although, there was one.
Are there new ones that I missed?
No, I don't think so. There was one that confused me. I didn't understand if this person was trying to say to us. Maybe you can enlighten me. Comment from one Mr. Noodles from our last episode, the Rate Geeset. Said, leaving too much pussy for this 61-year-old woman, it's cringy for fuck's sake.
Say again?
Leaving too much pussy for this 61-year-old woman, it's cringy for fuck's sake. I don't understand, like, I feel like, was there something we referenced in the show,
I'll be honest with you. I'm in a pressure cooker right now, so my memory's fucked, but I don't remember anything like that.
No, I'm trying to figure out. I think they were trying to like discount us. You know what I mean? Say like something
fine.
mean to us, but like
I saw.
you got to be more concise with your slander.
Here's the thing,
because that made no goddamn sense to me.
right? Here's the thing. I saw a thing the other day on TikTok, which is my new go-to. It's my new mind control that keeps me in my place for hours at a time. But they made a good point. You know who criticizes you?
Who's that?
Somebody not doing as much as you are.
Yeah.
Nobody that's doing more than you ever criticizes you. Not in a negative way. So keep that in mind. What's her name?
Mr. Noodles.
Or, yeah, her name. I guess, I don't know. Mr. Noodles. Get your life together, bro. I hope everything's going all right with you. I'm sorry you're not in a good mood.
I just don't understand. Like,
sorry for whatever's happening to you.
If you could continue to harass us in our videos, which is fine. I don't really care. It doesn't bother me. Like, trust me, I don't leave any sleep over it.
I prefer it because it actually bumps us up in their punk ass algorithm.
Yeah, do it. So yeah, continue. But I would ask you just to be more concise. Because I don't understand how that, like, it didn't upset me. It confused me. But the thing is, I'd rather be upset than confused. So maybe bravo, because you confused me with your comment.
Touche, bitch. No, but seriously, on a serious note, anybody that wants to talk shit, like, I don't know what's going on in your life, but I mean, we're both going through it over here. If you want to talk, just hit us up in the email. We can chat. I'll help you out with whatever I can.
Man, I swear
I hate to hear that you're having a bad time over there.
I swear.
Sorry your wife left you or whatever happened. You know what I mean? Bones has good ears. I'm a good listener.
I just don't understand what was supposed to be cringy. I don't know. I don't, like I said, you got to be more.
It's about as important as the laces and clown shoes.
You got to be really more concise with
your
shit.
Come at me with your real problems and we'll work them out. I'll get you on a diet or a workout routine. You'll feel great.
Got one from Fog357.
My dudes.
Title is Doom.
I like to think, and please tell me in the fucking email that you're going to send later that was from Lord of the Rings.
I hope, yes.
Did you get that feeling too?
Yes.
Doom.
Okay, he says, pedo puppet president gets his way. The senior citizen dies from COVID-19. Harris takes office, or Harris doesn't take office because she wasn't born in USA, Inc. Neither was Obama, so that's a crapshoot. It would then fall to the poor living skeleton Pelosi, which seems more likely as Dump and pedo puppet squabble over an Oval Office. Meanwhile, revolutions seem to start and stop the world over, as if the cosmos itself is fit to implode. But some failsafe keeps the core from breaching. The air is tense. A shout to the three amigos. Redbeard, smooth sailing makes for stormy days ahead. Dr. Gonzo, the permafrost is creeping in. The British are coming. Mr. Bond, your order of red orchid shall be delivered on the 32nd at midnight. To our walking giants out there, what do you see? So thank you, 357.
Thank you, boy.
We always like reading your emails.
Thank y'all, boys.
Yes. Keep the comments up. If you can make them clear. I'm not, like, I get all those words that were put on there were English.
No, but for real, hear me out.
I read and understand English well.
I understand. But hear me out. Hit them with your compassion button, because clearly they're going through some shit. Otherwise, they wouldn't have taken the time out of their day to write a shitty message.
But here's the thing.
Real.
My problem is I don't like reading messages that make me feel I'm having a stroke.
No, I get it. But at the same time, imagine that you came home and both your dogs were dead. And your wife left you for an NBA player.
But here's what it is. I don't think the first thing I would do is write an inconcise message to somebody on their podcast.
What if you really had to take a shit right after you found out both your dogs are dead and your wife left you for an NBA guy? Or maybe two of them. And then you just like, man, I got shit. And you go to sit down and you get on there and you're like, fuck Bonesandtubs. Yeah. You know? What if that dude just needs someone to talk to? But it also brings me back to that Joe Rogan thing where he stopped somebody when he heard somebody was like, listen, you know, I was really going through it. Or somebody I was talking to was really going through it and they were going to kill themselves. And somebody stopped them on the street randomly and just hugged them. And they brought them back. And then they did all these great things. And he's like, hold on, stop. Yeah. If all you need is a hug to prevent you from killing yourself, you should probably kill yourself.
But like I said, I really just please, I want you to when you write a comment, I want you to read it out loud to yourself.
Yeah, before you send it.
Feel it, because like I said, I read it, I don't know how many times in a row, trying to like
make sense of it
in my brain. But it's like one of those images where it's supposed to look like it's what you'd see when you're having a stroke.
Yeah, what's that called? You typed it in and showed me one time. It's like, what the fuck
am
I looking at?
It's like you recognize all the things, but you don't recognize, like you they look familiar, but you can't tell what it is.
Right.
Same thing here, bud.
Yeah.
I'm having a real hard time with your message.
I get it.
Read that shit out loud before you send it out. I do the same. Listen, I write crazy messages to people all the time, and I make sure to read them before I send them out to make sure
I'll
it
even
actually
edit
makes
them
sense.
if something happens with my fat thumbs when I type it. You know what I mean?
I'll go back. Yeah, I'll go back and edit if I think there's something amiss.
I'll fix it.
That's all it takes.
Yeah.
Please.
There's also free English classes you can find on YouTube.
If you're gonna attempt,
that probably won't get removed.
If you're gonna attempt to insult me, please. At least if you're trying to insult somebody, you have to at least convey it in a way that the other person understands that you're insulting them in the first place.
I actually have an insult for you.
Okay.
I'm tired of how fucking stylish and dapper you are.
Oh, well, thank you.
Okay?
Yeah.
You fucking piece of gold.
No, see? There you go.
Mother trucker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get that.
You feel better now?
Yeah.
Good.
I do.
Yeah. Fuck that dude.
Yeah.
But seriously.
I just, I feel like wrecking on him because it's like...
I'm about to be like Dax, the rapper, and put up a suicide hotline. Like, people can call me any time of the day, be like, I feel like I was going to go on your video and talk shit, but, like, it was really just a cry for help. You know what I mean? Like, and I'll be like, hey, bro, it's fine. Just down the street. Feel me?
Hey,
not across the road.
We're here for you, bud.
Yeah, that's fine. Tie the knot. I'm just kidding.
So,
I
think that about wraps it up for us. Before we go, I'd like to thank Blood the Rave for letting us use his music on the show.
I hope he's doing okay. I would like to reach out to him again, but I felt bad after I reached out the last time, and it was at a terrible time.
Yeah.
I love you, buddy.
Yeah, we do. JMY5.
Savage.
JMY5 Studios, man.
Just talked to him the other day. He kept me on point. He helped me along the path of the Mark Passio vision.
He's a good guy.
Yes, he is. Amazing art. Check him out. JMY5 Internet Studios on Instagram.
You could always reach out to us. We have a Gmail, and as we know, we read our emails that we get. Hell, we even read inconcise comments that we get because I'm just trying to get in your heads, trying
to figure it out.
Yeah,
but he's not a part of the nation. He's probably just some troll that gets paid in gift cards. You know what I mean? He gets paid in gift cards and just go around and talk shit.
It was a commenter named Mr. Noodles who said he was a 60-year-old woman. That could listen. What if that's an AI? What if there's just an AI trolling us now, man?
That's you gotta when you get a chance before the 13th of December, because otherwise you'll probably never see him again. But you got to talk to El Presidente, because I cannot remember for the life of me the show we listened to. Some shit we shared back and forth. There is an entire army, of people that get paid more than we do, right, to sit in their fucking house and talk shit on all these videos. They get like a list. There's like some forum or whatever the fuck. They put all this like truth or shit on.
Yeah.
Which is what I would put us in. And they just go through and they talk shit. And they try and cite nonsense through all these videos. They get paid in gift cards.
Nice.
More money than we make.
I'm in the wrong business.
And no shit.
So,
but ask him about that before you can ever see him again.
We have a Gmail.
It's bonesandtubs@gmail.com.
You could hit us up on Instagram.
For now, Instagram.com/bonesandtubs.
Hey, I tell you what you should do.
What's that?
You should go to Instagram.
Yeah.
And say, you and your wife listen to the show. Right. And you're trying to figure out what the hell am I going to get him for Christmas? I don't even know.
Yeah.
There's a link on our Instagram.
Really?
For TeePublic.
Shit.
Okay. You click on that link.
Yeah.
You buy your wife a t-shirt.
From Bones and Tubs?
Yeah, you buy her like a women's tee.
They've also got wall art. They got baby clothes.
Yeah. You could get a coffee mug.
Stickers.
Yeah. All sorts of stuff.
Fuck.
Get yourself something. Get yourself something. Treat yourself for Christmas.
Yeah, treat yourself before the fucking power goes out.
Or treat the Bones and Tubs lover in your life.
Yeah. Or just don't do any of that. Share our shit.
Yeah.
Share the fuck out of it.
The gift that keeps on giving.
And then take that money you would have spent, write Bones and Tubs podcast on it, and then buy fucking storable food. Because shit's about to get gross.
Yeah. So,
maybe a life straw.
Yeah. And I will say, things are getting gross, so you probably should stock up on provisions. But if you got that extra fundage, you could always hit us up on that Patreon.
If you're already stocked up down in your basement or in your, hidey hole wall, that bookcase that opens up into a room filled with firearms and and food and just, naked bitches.
Yeah.
If you got all the money in the world and you got all those things, you're already prepared, hit us up on Patreon. Patreon.com/Bonesandtubs. Let us know what time it is.
Mm-hmm. We're also on PayPal, Venmo, and Cashapp.
We are. You're not wrong. We're
Yeah.
also on fucking write me an email and I'll send you my address.
Yeah.
Because broke.
So
But no, for real. Also, we're on Facebook. We're on all those other things. But like I said in the beginning of the show, migrate, please, for the love of Christ. Migrate. Exodus. It's time to go. BitChute. Bones and Tubs. Grumbler, Rumbler, whatever the fuck it's called. I'm not even sure yet. I'll be better on the next show.
Mm-hmm.
Parlor. LBRY. Download the app. It's on your phone. It's on your computer. I'm uploading to all these things.
Yes.
Because we're tired. We're tired.
Yeah.
Tired of it. Tired of the censorship.
Mm-hmm.
Ready to go over there. We can be heard.
Yes.
Once we finally get off all this shit, it'll be freeing.
Yeah.
We won't have to worry about anything.
Yeah. It'll be a good time.
We're not uploading murder videos.
No. Or
cool.
incest porn.
Yeah, fuck
Or
that.
anything like that.
Yeah. I mean, keep it in the family, but you know what I mean? Listen to Bones and Tubs.
Kind of be crazy, but when did it come? Like, it's almost like it's gotten to a point where questioning the tactics and the decisions of our governors and our politicians as being, it's getting to the point where questioning them, regardless of party affiliation,
Right.
that it's becoming unpatriotic.
Yeah.
Right? You have to subscribe. You can't say fuck both of them because and question both of their decisions.
Right.
You have to subscribe to one of them.
Don't critically think.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that about wraps it up for us. We'd like to thank you all for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show. We hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving in between now and again. We'll see you next time.
If I find out any of you had more than 10 people over, I'm calling the cops. We love you.
We really do.
Have backup on standby. You found these in your bag. What are they for? You know what's going on right now? The government shut down. You predicted it 3 months ago. Now talk.
Hey, for the next 2 minutes and 25 seconds, I need you to take in every single word I say. This is no government. Stacks.
I prayed to God one time, but he didn't talk back. Took the words that I was praying and I put them in raps. Writing scriptures with these words that shit a biblical pack. That's man-made, like the Bible I was reading in class. They told me stories about the dude, they said that nigga was white. I did my research, found out that shit wasn't right. And now I'm searching for the truth along with meaning of life. Perpetuating on the darkness while I'm shedding the light. There's no government. Is this a reward or a punishment? Section 8 housing, who's funding it? Democratic nigga or Republican? That shit don't even matter, cause the winners never even really running it. How's the country functioning? TSA lines with a gun in it. I pray to touchdown, we ain't punting it. Make us choose sides, who you fucking with. Should attract me, then we about to see who you really running with. It's that! Choose, you with the people or the evil, divided or the equal, beginning or the sequel, illegal or the legal, the truth or the deceitful, the war or the peaceful, with the calm or the lethal. All gas, this is diesel, I be spitting the truth. Manifested education from the time of my youth. Graduated from the basement, I was living the proof. Molested beats like a reverend when he stepped into school. The government, man-made and self-paid, land of the free, but the home to many slaves. Healthcare for free? Nah, nigga, we second grade. Then watch how people die when the bills go unpaid. It's concave, not in good hands, no all state. Make us great again, that nigga threw that ball fake. Now the shit in shambles, what the fuck do they all say? Kick that nigga out, you been saying that all day. I heard the country at a raw spelled backwards. Maybe it's a lie and they pay for Google AdWords. Pick the word division, man, that's gotta be the password. Divided demographic deviated by our cash worth. They got the country face down, they gon' hit the ass first. No kind of beating up the country till her ass hurt. Maybe they should ask her, instead of trying to pass her, how to fix the problem and not kill the bitch faster. Listen, no government, it's soon to cause suffering. I wrote this rap to double up the coverage. This shit ain't McDonald's, you can't feed me all this bullshit then expect me to start screaming that I'm really fucking loving it. Cause if no one is governing while poverty is hovering, it's sure to cause a war within the country, I ain't stuttering. I'll give this shit a couple months before people get to shooting. I'll stay loaded like a downloaded movie, stay buffering. There's no government. No government. There's no government.
All right. You're free to go.
There's no government. No government.